Hi YouTube cuties, I hope this is working. Today we're in the third edition of our Going to Disney series, and we are going to be discussing etiquette and manners inside the parks. This is something that is often overlooked. People tend to leave their manners, their sensibility, their common sense, their kindness at home, on the plane, in the hotel room. Wherever you left it, go back and get it because you're going to need it. Above all else, the most important thing that I can tell you to pack, that's actually not a physical thing for you to pack, but is the most important thing for you to bring, is your patience. Second to that is your kindness. You will encounter in the parks, you will run into thousands of people, thousands of strangers from all over the globe, from different ethnic backgrounds, from different, from everywhere, from every walk of life. And you will find that customs are different than yours. You will find that manners are different than yours. You will find that moral compasses are different than yours. Social skills are different than yours. And it really requires you to pack your patience, pack your sense of humor, and pack your kindness. So I have a list here of things that you guys need to know to have a great time in Disney World. So I'm just going to jump right into it. The first thing I have on my list is security. Every single park, all of them, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, MGM, and I think probably the water parks too, but I'm not sure, all have security. They are now requiring you to allow them to check your bags. It will take 10 seconds of your life. Please, to make it quick, to make it easy, to streamline it, please have your bag open when you get to the security guard. Don't wait until the last second to take all of your bags off, unzip everything, have it ready. It will make you go through the line that much faster. And please, all the security guards are set up at the end of a long table. There are two sides to the table. They'd like you to use both sides. Please do so. Also, speaking of security, please don't be that person that gets off the bus, the monorail, the ferry, and runs to security. I don't know why that bothers me. It just does. It's sort of it's the me first, me, entitlement mentality. I'm going to get there ahead of you. I'm going to beat you a whole 5 seconds ahead of your family to get to security so that I can get on Splash Mountain before you can. I don't like that mentality. That's not the mentality we go into the parks with around here. So please go. Yes, I want you to move. I don't want you to dawdle. I don't want you to take your time with anything, but don't be mindful of the people around you. Be mindful of the people that you're passing. Are you passing too close? Are you brushing past people? Are you pushing past people? Just be aware of your space. I always tell my children, watch your space. And that just means be aware of what's going on around you. Be aware of who is around you. The people behind you, the people in front of you, the people on the side of you. Think of them as well. So security, yes. Have your bag ready, have it open, have it ready to go. It will make you get to the turnstiles. It will get you to where you want to go that much faster if you are ready for this step. Flash photography. I read somewhere that 4% of all amateur photography is taken at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. So there will be many flash bulbs popping, many pictures being taken. This is a twofold tip. One, if you see somebody posing their family and they have a camera like this, please stop. Don't walk in front of their camera. Don't ruin their picture. Don't make them take another picture. Stop and wait. It will take you 5 seconds to let them snap that picture, maybe less. You can't possibly be in such a rush or so oblivious to what's going on around you that you don't see that mom or dad or even the photo pass with a camera trying to take a picture of the family. Just cool your heels for 5 seconds. Let them take your picture, their picture. They will be grateful. You will have done something nice. It will come back to you. The other thing with photography is, please, on the rides, on the dark rides, no flash photography. It makes me crazy simply because I am the kind of person that loves to pull the curtain back and see the wizard, and I want to see what makes the rides tick, and I'm dying to go through the Haunted Mansion with lights on. I'm always searching for lights on Haunted Mansion pictures. Can't find them. But I would love to be able to go through all these rides and take as many flash pictures as I possibly can, just so I can see see where the Disney magic is, see how creative they've gotten, see how they've hidden things, and see what it really is. But I don't. I don't because it's obnoxious. Because Disney asks me very nicely not to. And because I don't want to ruin the ride, the trip, whatever it is for my fellow passengers around me, and it does. I can't tell you how horrible it is and how annoying it is to have a flashbulb going off every 2 seconds on a ride. It's, you know, my theory on it is Disney spends a lot of money staging these rides for you, making them as realistic as they possibly can. Lighting plays a huge part in these rides. Lighting sets the mood, it shows you things, it hides other things. Lighting is so important, and you're going to go ahead and ruin it with a flash? Why? If you have a camera, if you want to take pictures on the ride, absolutely do it. Just make sure your camera has a low light setting and take your pictures without flash. The same thing goes for video. Please, no external lights on your video cameras. That can get more annoying than a flash because it's a steady, constant spotlight on the ride. And unless I'm the one doing the exposing, I don't want my ride to be exposed. I don't want to see your camera out there with your light blinding me, blinding my family. In the same politeness on rides theme, cell phones on rides. Please, there is no phone call that is so important that you have to take it while you're riding Small World. And if you do need to take a phone call, let's say Aunt Mildred is sick at home and you need to take this phone call, please use your indoor voice, speak quietly. Don't yell into your phone. Nobody wants to hear your freaking conversation. We don't. Same goes for texting. The little click, 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 click that your keyboard makes, yeah, we all hear it. And nobody else wants to hear your conversation or your click, click, clicking. We don't. You're on a ride. For God's sake, you paid a lot of money for this Disney vacation. Head off the phone, look up, look at what's going on around you. There's a lot to see. You're missing it. If texting Johnny back at school is more important, then you should have stayed home. Can you tell that's a pet peeve? So yes, no cell phones and no texting on rides. Please, please, please. If you do have to take a phone call on a ride, just speak softly. Think about the people around you, I guess is where I'm going with all of that before I move on to my list. Just, again, be aware of your surroundings. Understand that you are not the only person that paid a lot of money for your vacation. You're not the only one trying to have a good time. And you're certainly not the only person on the ride. So be courteous and be kind to those around you. Cast members. I get so heated when I see guests abusing cast members or being obnoxious to them or being mean or talking down to them. The cast members are probably one of the most, if not the most, vital parts of your vacation. They are so important to the kind of vacation you're going to have. They have the ability to make or break a vacation. They can take your vacation and elevate it and make it amazing so that you go home talking about that cast member that did that nice thing for you or said that nice thing or gave you that fantastic tip. Or you can go home talking about what a lousy time you had and you can't figure out why. Well, why is probably because you yelled at that cast member, you got mad at that one, and it's usually over things that they can't do anything about. Listen, if a ride breaks down, please don't yell at the cast member. It's totally not their fault. If there's a thunderstorm coming, they must shut down some of the rides. It's not a choice, it's for your safety. Do you get that? You don't want to be on Astro Orbiters when there's thunder and lightning. You don't. You don't want to be, on the racetrack when it's thunder and lightning. I mean, yes, I understand that you waited an hour online for the People Mover or whatever, and I understand that you're cranky because it's been shut down, but it's not the cast member's fault. Certainly you can be disappointed, certainly you can vent your disappointment, but not by yelling at the cast member. It's not their fault, and they don't get paid enough to deal with your shit, so don't take it out on them. Also, the cast members, they're called handlers, that are dealing with the characters. You will often be waiting online, and the handler will often yell out, "In 5 minutes, Mickey Mouse has to take a break." Please don't yell at that cast member. Please don't get surly with that cast member. There is a reason that Mickey Mouse has to go backstage. Maybe he's thirsty, maybe he has to go potty. Whatever it is, Mickey Mouse needs to leave for 5 minutes. He will be back. Mickey is always on stage somewhere. If they say that, you're standing in Frontierland and you're waiting for Donald, and the cast member says Donald will be back in 5 minutes, Donald will be back in 5 minutes. Disney is not in the business of disappointing anybody. That's not what they do. They won't make a promise like Donald will be back in 5 minutes and not bring Donald back. Patience. Pack your patience. Stay online, and you will meet Donald. Patience. There's no ride that you're going to miss in that 5 minutes. Just patience, and don't, like I said, don't get mad at the cast member. When it comes to characters, be polite, be friendly, give hugs. They love hugs. If you see Pluto, scritch his ear. You might get a leg kick. Interact with the characters as much as you can. It definitely adds to the fun factor of your trip. But know that the costume characters, the Mickeys, the Plutos, the Goofies, the Donalds, the Chips, the Dales, the Captain Hooks, they can't speak to you because they're not face characters. The face characters are Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Belle, Ariel, Jasmine, Aladdin. You get the idea. Characters like Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, Eeyore, they cannot speak to you. They can smooch you. They can blow you kisses. They can give you hugs. They can gesture. They can, they can interact with you through pantomime, through gestures, and they love it when you ask them questions. Absolutely interact with them. Ask Hook where Peter Pan is. Go up to him and say, tick-tock, tick-tock. If you see Chip and Dale, ask them which one is Chip, which one is Dale. Ask them if they're squirrels. Tell Donald that you like Mickey better. You think Mickey's a bigger star. Who else? Buzz Lightyear, ask him where Woody is. Think of things that they said they did in the movie. And like I said, they can't talk to you, but having that interaction is amazing. Your kids will have a much better time. You will have a much better time if you interact with them. Don't be shy. The characters love you. Okay. Moving away from characters, moving away from cast members. So, to recap real quick, we're going to be polite to cast members. We're going to treat them with respect. We're going to pretend they're our sister, and we're going to treat them kindly and with love. The characters, we are not going to abuse. We are not going to ask them if they're a boy or a girl. We're not going to ask them questions. We're not going to grab on them. We're not going to feel on them. We're going to be polite. We're going to give hugs. We're going to give kisses. We're going to take our picture, and we're going to go. Stopping in the middle of walkways. If you are a group of 3 people or more, and you need to consult your map, you need to talk about something, you need to whatever, please don't stop dead in the middle of a walkway. It's dangerous, it's obnoxious, it's selfish, it's self-centered, and it makes you look like an asshole. Pull your crew off to the side. Just everybody take 5 or 6 steps to the left or to the right and get out of the main walkway, because you're impeding traffic, you're impeding the flow that's going on. You're messing, and then you just start messing with everybody's groove and they get mad at you. You don't want people in Disney World mad at you, right? No. Please don't run. People come out of doorways all the time. People are not paying attention. I'm encouraging you all to watch your space, to really be aware of what's going on around you. Your peripheral vision, you're feeling behind you, you're looking in front of you. You need to have eyes on all sides of your head because nobody else does. People will step right in front of you. People will run into you with a stroller. People will hit you with a jazzy. So if you are running, you don't see little 6-year-old Susie coming out of that doorway. You are smashing into her, and that ruins both your vacations. Because now you got a pissed off father, a crazy mother, a hurt child, and God knows what happened to you. Why? Where were you running? Doesn't matter. You've lost it now. So don't run. You may walk quickly, but really, where are you walking quickly to in Disney World? You will miss so many small details, so many interactions, so many smiles that you could give people if you hurry. Don't hurry. Line cutting. I hate this. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, and I'm all of 4'11", and I have a big mouth and nothing to back it up. So I never say anything to anybody, and I have the kids with me all the time, so I'm basically a loudmouth wimp. But I hate line cutters. Hate line cutters. And what do I mean by line cutters? I mean people whose grandmother and grandfather have been online for 20 minutes, and they decide to stroll up and join their group, and it's a pack of 10 or 15 people. No. Your whole group goes into the ride together. I don't care if you have to wait for little Samantha or Susie or whoever to go to the potty or whatever it is they want to do. They do not get to cut the line and jump up ahead of the rest of us. It's not fair. We waited, you get to wait. Back of the line. Disney World is a family park. There are little kids there. There are elderly people there. There are mothers. There are fathers. There are sisters. There are brothers. There are first timers. There are 100th timers. Everybody's trying to have a good time. That's all anybody wants. Everybody's trying to look to have the best experience that they can. Please don't ruin it with profanity. Really, keep your sailor mouth at home. It has no place in the parks. None. And if for some reason you cannot not curse, do it softly. Don't curse out loud. Let's do it this way. If you had a child Don't say anything that you wouldn't want somebody else to say in front of your child. Fair? If what you're saying might get you knocked out if somebody else was saying it in front of your kid, don't say it. I will absolutely get up in your grill if I think you're saying offensive things in front of my children. I protect my children at all costs. Don't mess with my kids. They are little and they don't need to hear your potty mouth. Public displays of affection. Yes, there are tons of honeymooners, tons of engagements, tons of romance can be found at Disney World. I don't need to see it. I don't need to explain to my child why those two people are bumping tongues. I don't need to explain why his hand is up her shirt. I don't. Public displays of affection are fine in your room, not in the parks. I'm not talking a hand holding, I'm not talking a little peck here and there. I'm talking full out, softcore porn makeout session in the middle of the parks. Why? If you can't keep your paws off each other for that long, go back to your room, because you're not having fun in the park anyway. Or at least not the kind of fun you obviously want to be having. Please dress appropriately in the parks. Don't dress like a hoochie. Disney World is not a fashion show. I don't need to see your nipples. I don't need my kids watching your cleavage. I don't need to see your Daisy Dukes. If you want to get a suntan, put your bathing suit on and go to the pool. Don't wear your bathing suit into the park. Don't wear your sequin sparkly dress into the park. Don't wear your hot pants into the park. Dress appropriately. It's a family park. It's a family environment. Dress like you're going with your grandmother. If you're wearing an outfit that your grandmother wouldn't approve of, don't wear it. Smoking. Please do not smoke or chew tobacco or smoke a pipe or a cigar or anything in a non-designated smoking area. Do not smoke anywhere except for where you're allowed to smoke. It's horrid. It's obnoxious. It's selfish. It's self-centered. It's ugly. Don't do it. If you are sitting down, or if you've gained a good spot watching a parade and a family comes up behind you and there's a little kid, please allow that child, offer to the parents to have that child stand in front of you to watch the parade. You're a grown-up. The magic is really, it's for you, but they really get the magic. It's no fun if they can't see. Because if dad puts her up on his shoulders or him up on his shoulders, then the person behind them can't see. So then there becomes a lot of this, a lot of juggling, a lot of jostling, and then there's anger and there's animosity and words get said. Passive-aggressive tendencies tend to come out during the parade. Well, if I was standing in front of somebody, I wouldn't be such a jerk to put my kid up on their shoulder. Just if there are kids, let them stand in front of you. You'll be able to see over them. It's no big sweat to you. It's not a big deal to you, and it's a nice gesture for other families. I have my own pet peeve about that, but I'm not going to go into because I'm being nice today. If your child, a lot of the rides have height requirements. They will insist that you are measured at, all of them have rulers with a stick on the top of the ride's height requirement. If your child does not meet the ride's height requirement, please do not abuse or argue with the cast member about it. They did not make the rule, and the rule is ultimately in place to keep your family and that kid of yours safe. Height requirements are not there to just be a pain in your ass. They didn't just randomly say, let's make this ride 52 inches, just, to mess with the 49-inch kids. They didn't do that. They did that because that's the height that you have to be safe on that ride. So you know what? Susie's not tall enough this trip. Maybe next trip. It's not the cast member's fault. There's nothing they can do about it. It's not a rule that they can change. It's not a rule I would think you'd want them to change. Really, think about it before you argue with them. Think about what you're doing. You're asking the cast member to let your too short child ride on a ride that has a height requirement for a reason. So you really want to put your child at risk to ride a ride? No. Tour groups. You will run into tour groups. All I will say about them is you need to roll your eyes a lot, bite your tongue, and walk around them. Disney World has installed some really cool interactive cues lately to sort of keep the lines moving, keep you from being bored. There's a great one at the Haunted Mansion that just got put in. And Winnie the Pooh's Wild Ride has a really good one. Or Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's Wild Ride. It used to be Toad's Wild Ride, so I've just kind of meshed them together. If somebody ahead of you is not paying attention to the line, not paying attention to what's going on around them, and I swear to God this will happen to you more often than you think, people not paying attention to what's going on around them. People don't. They lose their heads in Disney World. If they look like they're having a really good time with whatever it is they're playing with, tap them on the shoulder and very politely say, hey, it looks like you're having a really good time. Would it be all right if we went around you? Sometimes they'll say yes. Sometimes they'll say no, and they'll start walking. But it's worth a shot. But just be polite about it. Don't be obnoxious. Don't be like, hey, move it, lord ass, because that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not very nice. Meltdowns. We all have them. I've had them, my husband has had them, and my 2 kids have had them. If you see a meltdown in progress, don't stop and stare. Don't tap the mother on the shoulder and offer parent advice. Don't make snide remarks under your breath. Don't point at your child and be like, you would never behave like that. Don't be childless and say to your boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister, my kids would never behave like that. I would never allow them to behave like that. You know what you can take with those? You know what you can do with those remarks? Yeah. If your child is having a meltdown, do not yell at your child in the middle of Main Street. Do not yell at your child in the line of a ride. If the meltdown is uncurable and is going on for a long time, be aware of the people around you. I feel like a broken record with this. You are not alone on that ride, on that line, in that area. Take your child off the line, and I know this is painful and horrible, but until the meltdown is finished, it is not fair for you to expose, to stress everybody else out with your child's meltdown. And this is really only pull your kid off the line if it looks like the meltdown isn't stopping. Meltdowns can be avoided by going back to your room and taking a nap. And I know that sounds like, and for my family, it's always been a pain in the ass because you have to leave the park, you have to get on a bus, you have to get back to your hotel room. By the time you've done that, you're like an hour later or so. But everybody by that time is probably so exhausted that a nap is good. Please do not drag your children on rides that they really and truly, genuinely do not want to be on. I have done this. I am totally guilty of it. I will admit it right here, right now on video. I have been that mother. And I have been that mother simply because I know my children. I know my children, I know myself. I know I'm not dragging my kid on the ride to be a mean mommy. I'm not dragging my kid on the ride because I have to go on this ride because I'm never going to get back to it again. I have to drag my kid on this ride because he thinks he's afraid of it, but he's really not. Sometimes flashlights can help with this. Remember I told you to pack a flashlight for the dark ride? Sometimes that can help. If your child really, really, really doesn't want to go on a ride, and they can't be negotiated with, and they can't be reasoned with, and you think it's going to really freak them out, and it's sort of ruining your day, don't go. I mean, do me a favor. Don't drag your kids on rides that they really and truly don't want to be on. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your fellow park goers. It's just, again, be aware of your surroundings and be cognizant of the people around you and how your behavior and your manners and your attitude and what your family is doing is affecting their vacation. Please, for the love of God, yes, Disney World is the happiest place on earth, and it, for the most part, is very safe. Do not neglect your children. Your children are not allowed to run wild and free in the parks or the hotels up and down the halls. Please keep a handle on your kids. Your kids need to have manners. And if you haven't taught them this, shame on you. But your children need to be polite, they need to be respectful, they need to be quiet when there are other people around. Again, goes back to what I was just saying. You have to be aware of how your actions and your family's actions are affecting everybody around you. I never ever want to have people mad at me. Like, it doesn't make me happy when people are mad at me. So I really, really try to keep my kids settled down, and I've taught my kids since the very beginning, since their very first trip, patience, kindness, respect. Patience, kindness, respect. Patience, kindness, respect. Those are the 3 things we bring into the park with us, always. We walk everywhere, we don't run anywhere. My kids never get that far ahead of me. They're never behind me. My children are never, please don't let your kids be behind you ever, because you can't see them. And yes, it is the safest, happiest place on earth. Bad people still go to Disney World. And I can't stress that to you enough. Bad things once in a while happen. Not often, certainly not often enough to scare you off in Disney World or whatever, but please be aware of where your children are. In that same vein, please don't leave anything that you would be devastated to lose in your stroller that you have parked while you go on a ride. What I used to do is I had 2 bags on the stroller. The stroller that stayed with, or the bag that stayed with the stroller all the time. Had diapers, wipes, formula, toys, snacks, whatever. Things that if they got lost, I'd be pissed, but I wouldn't be devastated. It wouldn't ruin my whole trip. Camera, cell phone, park passes, credit cards, wallet, everything went in a bag like that with me. I didn't leave anything valuable. Please don't leave, you know, common sense. Pack your common sense. And I know that, yes, Disney World is very safe. It is. I can't stress that to you enough. It is very safe. For the most part, people that go there are families, they're parents just like you, or they're not parents if you're not a parent. They're parents not just like you if you're not a parent. For the most part, everybody is pretty an upstanding citizen, pretty trustworthy. But you do occasionally get one or two people in the park that are nasty and have stolen. I've heard stories of stolen strollers and stolen diaper bags. And also, please, and I can't believe I actually have to tell you people this, please do not leave your child napping unattended in a stroller. Please don't do this. True story. I was coming off Finding Nemo, and I hear an infant crying, and I look over, and there's a stroller parked underneath a tree in the shade with a tiny, tiny infant in it crying hysterically, and nobody. No grown-ups, nothing. Oh, my poor munchkin. Speaking of my munchkins. Here come my munchkins who are sick with allergies. What's up, munchkin? Oh, my goodness gracious. Go get a tissue. Come here. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, come here. Here you go. Come here. Let's wipe that nose. Oh, my goodness gracious. My poor lion. Oh, my poor Lila. Come here.
Can you help me?
With what?
With my nose.
Come here. Sorry, guys. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, my.
Come here. You want to say hi? I'm videotaping. Come here. You want to say hi to everybody? I'm doing a video on proper etiquette in Disney parks and how to be nice to everybody in Disney parks. Because that's important, right? This is Brian the lion. He's suffering from terrible allergies right now. Okay, back to bed with you. I love you.
I'm sorry now. Can I have a Band-Aid?
A Band-Aid?
My paper cut.
In the bathroom. So, where was I with that? What was I talking about? Oh, right. So, I sorry about that. So, I see this tiny infant in a stroller crying hysterically, and there's nobody around. No parent, nothing. And I said to my husband, I can't leave this kid. So, we waited there for 10 minutes, and nobody showed up. So, I finally walked over to a cast member, and I said, there's an infant over there, and there's no grown-up. And I don't know what the resolution was. I don't know what happened, but bad people go to Disney World. Just like you or I. Don't risk leaving your poor sleeping baby alone in their stroller. It's just, it boggles my mind that any parent would actually do that.
I can't get it.
You can't get it?
No.
Can you bring it to me? Bring me the box and I'll get it for you.
I can't get the box.
Underneath the sink. I'm sorry, guys. Underneath the sink in the bathroom. See, this is what being a mommy is. Diaper changing. Please only change diapers in the appropriate designated area. That is either at the baby changing station or in a bathroom. Please do not change your kid's diaper on a chair, on a ride, on a bench, on a table. Just, you know, again, be respectful and kind of those around you. Really, would you want to change your, maybe you do, I don't know, maybe the parents that do change their kids' diapers on the table change them on the tables at home, but if you're not home. So let's be kind and respectful of everybody around us, and let's have a good time in Disney World. That's really what it boils down to. So, kindness, respect, patience. Those are the 3 things that we are packing with us in Disney World, right, Lion?
Right.
Those are the 3 things that are most important for us to pack to have a good time in Disney World. What else? What do you think everybody else should know about going to Disney World? What's your favorite?
Be fun.
Be fun. That's a really good one. I like that a lot. Be fun. What else?
Be kind.
Be kind. We love be kind. We try to be kind to everybody, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Back to bed with you. I love you.
Okay.
So there you go. You have it from Brian the Lion directly. Be fun. Be kind and have fun. Those are the 2 things that you need to remember. And that's it. I hope this video helps you guys. Peace out, peeps.